start himself off with Ajekun Daniel as they look to try and keep momentum on the Nigerian side. Being the defending champion, there's a lot of pressure when you start to lose wickets very early because you do not want a shot on good length there. Salim Salah reacting late. Salah, a very, very familiar person with this ground. On this ground, he hit sixth. He hit himself a century against Cote d'Ivoire in the ICC T20 World Cup qualifiers. Aimed directly for the wicket and couldn't reach, missed the wicket, and we see the ball, given the fact that there is no backup, we see the ball travel all the way to the boundary, and that is 4 more runs on the board for Nigeria. Very sloppy fielding from the Zambian side. Should have held on to the ball as Salim Salah was not attempting a run. There was no attempt for a run there, and I think just out of just anxiety, and then he decided to just take that chance, which has cost them and giving Nigeria 4 more runs on the board. A loud appeal, not an intentional one, as that ball struck Salim Salah on the pads. Umpire not minding the loud noises, as she was certain for the fact that the ball was not threatening the wicket. Ashifa Mudukwe is the umpire, is the standing umpire on the pitch. He singled off the last ball and Salim Salah is back on strike for the 4th over. Shot on good length outside of the stumps, and it punches it hard towards extra covers. Nigeria take 2 runs off of that ball, and Salim Salah stays on strike. Keeps hitting the ball hard on the ground, the deck, and Salim Salah keeps punishing that, as this time he found the boundary, played it way beyond the reach and just above the head of the covers, with extra covers not being able to do anything about that, and that is 4 more runs for the Nigerian side.
watching to ensure that the batters go home as soon as possible. And the Zambian side seems to be having a good day. Too early enough. But then we see Salam Salam returning back, looking very disappointed. He says his team so well. 18 runs off 13 balls already. And then with that catch up in the air, he's returning down to the pavilion.
And with that wicket, they've taken out the two opening pairs. Zambia side precisely are taking out the two opening pairs for the Nigerian batters, giving the third and fourth a chance to come in and bat. The fourth batter being Danladi Isaac, who has also had his own fair share and contribution to this national side. And he's been there since coming into the team in 2019 after helping Nigeria qualify for their maiden ICC World Cup, and that was the Under-19 World Cup back then in 2019. And he's here. He's been in the team since making his debut, and is now sent in to try and restore parity and bring back momentum to the Nigerian stance.
Danladi Isaac, great contribution. Senior yellow green. So we'll be hoping that this time around he'll be able to do all that he knows how to do best to see the side through of this game.
Aslan Bata has gotten himself a wicket, and has won a piece from the two opening use and try and take out the wickets of the Nigerian side. A wicket apiece after 2 overs bowled for each of the opening pair, and the Dabai will look to register his name on that wicket books. Danladi is back on strike, having just scored one of the 2 balls he's faced in the 4th over. He's coming up now against the new bowler that they are unfamiliar with.
Up in the air, no man's land. The first boundary of the blade of Isaac Danladi. This is certainly what we know Isaac for. And it's gone already.
Played that ball just above the field and off on mid-off, and that ball raced to the boundary. The very momentum that they need. Ajay Daniel, since being in the crease, has not had too many chances to face the ball, but he's been there with every boundary played.
See, Adaba looking a bit disappointed with that one. Danladi Isaac, 900 runs already to his credit. We're hoping if he can make it 1,000 in this tournament.
Just changes the trajectory of that ball towards the fielder at backward point, and Danladi goes to strikes and led Ajay Daniel, who hasn't faced too many balls since coming on after the end of the first over. He's coming in to face his 5th ball, and he's coming on strike against Ayers, the Dabai. Well left. All Daniel did was just look at that ball going into the gloves of the wicket keeper. Wasn't threatening and wasn't willing to take any risk, seeing how fast the wicket is falling. Same ball, same angle. Daniel this time around plays, but missed the ball and could only play to the wind.
Very quickly, those dot balls on the score sheet, something we would love to see coming on more for the Nigerian side.
This time around, there was contact. The ball raced to the field and mid wicket. Boy was far enough for Nigeria to add another run on the board, and Danladi finally comes on strike for the last ball of this over. Didn't go big, just made contact with that Eucalypt ball. Ayaz tried to stop the ball, but the ball raced past him anyways, and it's one more run to end the fifth over. That taking Nigeria's total to 33 for the loss of 2 wickets after 5 overs as we go into the final over of the power play.
See Aslam Bera under the ball coming from the city gate end. Nigerian side able to take a single there. Danladi turning to strike.
Just manages to get his bat on that ball. Danladi Isaac, the ball beats the wicket keeper and races all the way. Couldn't beat the fielder, third man, and Nigeria had one more run to themselves to the board. Ekun Daniel being the batter on strike now. Plays, edges the ball into the gloves of the wicket keeper. Ekun Daniel, who is coming after the first wicket dropped, and Nigeria has seen themselves lose wickets very quickly, losing 3 wickets in the power play over. Ekun Daniel, they've lost batter number 1, going out accordingly, batter 1, batter 2, batter 3 in numerical order. As Sulman Hussein, we had to go out in the last ball of the first over after an LB appeal. Salim Salah would hit the ball. Skywars couldn't play it outside of the 30-yard cycle, and they had to lose, go out. And now Ekun Daniel having swing this bat and unfortunately hedged it backwards into the gloves of the wicket keeper, Mohamed Baidu. You see Nigeria lose 3 wickets just towards the end of the power play over, and former captain of Nigerian side, Sylvester Okwe, has had to come in quite early, you'd say, to come and bring back momentum and as well as take the pressure off Nigerian side. 2 wickets now for Aslan Batsa. His bowling is third over. strategic thinking, bringing him back instead of breaking the partnership, and he's rewarded the fate of the captain and gotten them a third wicket as has taken his well has taken a second for himself. Sylvester Okwe takes his stand for the last three balls of this over. A good length. As expected, Sylvester showed respect to the ball. Didn't want to do too much. Understands the field setting, that ball is coming directly to the wicket, and he did what he was expected to do and just try and stay there, understand the ball, understand the first ball.
Salam, that's 2 wickets already after conceding 16 runs on his very third over. Facing Sylvester Okwe.
Bowled his shots. Sylvester made contact, but wasn't enough contact to send it to the boundary. But there was a gap, and the ball found its space, stopped, and Nigeria had 2 runs to the board.
Nigeria should ensure that at this point they try to pick as much runs, steal as much singles and doubles as possible, because we've seen when they try to make it big, try to go very aerial, it's going big and has cost them 2 wickets already. A wicket of Selim Salau and Daniel Ayebu. If they can pick the singles and doubles, they would as much as well add so much runs on board for the side. That brings us to the end of the power play. That's 8 runs for Nigeria for the loss of 3 wickets. Peter, at this point, do you think the Zambian side seems very comfortable?
Yeah, I do not think the little while they've been away has in too much affected their style of play or their aggression towards being competitive. They've come here showing that they've not novices. Having a lot of debutants in the team from the previous experienced players, only 2 have started, being the captain Javid Musa Patel, and Baidu, as the rest of the and Lawrence Mutale. The rest of the team are just making their professional debut in ICC tournaments. I,
Midfield there. You see the Nigerian side pick a single.
yes, Ayaz Dadabai has struggled to always come back to his offside, to stopping balls being driven to the onside, and we've seen Nigeria take runs off that on 2 occasions in his over. Danladi scores a run, sending Sylvester on strike. Going towards leg, and Sylvester glides it towards the leg side properly. Couldn't beat the square leg, and Nigeria had one more run to the board, sending Danladi this time around on strike. 2 big eaters, but they've had to, maintain their cool, seeing how fast wicket dropped in the power play. With an expanded field now, we've seen mid-on go all the way to long-on, and then extra covers as well as deep fine leg being employed to try and curb out any chances Nigeria would have. Glides the ball, beats initially beat on backward points who recovered in time, but couldn't touch the ball, Sylvester takes another run. Sylvester hasn't really been playing too many shots. He's just been changing trajectories, feeding off the pace of the balls. Ayaz Tadaba is struggling again to stop balls coming directly at him. Then going too low and couldn't recover in time. Quick feet of Sylvester, we saw him take two quick runs, sending Danladi, who initially would have settled for one, back on strike.
Yeah, I agree with you, Peter. Great athleticism from both batters, Danladi, Isaac, as well as Okwe Sylvester, ensuring that they rotate the strike, pick the singles or the doubles as much as they come. Not necessarily focusing on going very big because it has actually cost the Nigerian side two batters already.
And that ends the seventh over. Nigeria posting 44 on the board for the loss of 3 wickets. Pace has been taken off the ball, and the captain, Javid Musa Patel, will come in. But the spin bowling. Bowling off break. As Sylvester Okwe had directed that ball, driving it towards extra covers. Takes 2 quick runs. A dot ball. Zambia maximizing the number of fielders outside, having themselves a deep square leg. A mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket actually, long on and long off, as well as the extra covers. Sylvester again couldn't play it beyond the extra covers, but definitely defined that space between the point and covers. This time around, they will settle for 1 as Dana Diaz comes to strike. Dana Diaz taking his guard. Dana Diaz goes big. Couldn't find the boundary. The ball was racing towards the boundary. But Lawrence Mutale was there and put a hand behind the ball, stopping the boundary. But Nigeria will settle for half the runs that intended, as Danladi is on strike after successfully running 2.
Must commend the fielding placement of the Zambian side. As much as possible, they've
Ball goes low, a direct hit, and a loud appeal that the umpire waves off. The quick feet of Sylvester Okwe gets him in on time and keeps that wicket from falling, keeps Nigeria's hope high.
Peter must commend the alertness of the Zambian side. If that direct hit had gone through, big blow for the Nigerian side. But the Nigerian side, the host of this tournament, we're grateful to Sylvester Okwe for coming in through.
6 balls bowled on the off break, and Nigeria couldn't find the boundary in this over, just adding 7 more runs of Javed Patel's over, taking their total to 51 for 3 wickets lost after 8 overs. Joy by Chand, another spin bowler. Bowls leg break, puts his leg behind the ball to stop it from going too far. It seems to hurt. The power Sylvester put behind that ball shouldn't have been leg, but Zoib Chad took that chance, putting his feet behind the ball to stop trying to prevent the runs, and he seemed to be paying for it as his leg, as he had to receive medical attention, and play has to be suspended until he is fit to get up and continue his bowling spree. The Zambia kicking off very, very brightly, having taken 3 wickets and a confined fielding space in the power play over, taking 2 successful catches and an LB, including that of the LB being that of the skipper of the Nigerian side, Suleiman Osewi, and the former captain, as well as a wicketkeeper batter, Dalla the Isaac, looking to try and hold out the game and hold out the remaining wickets. Played on the back foot, sees the ball go over the bowler and races to the boundary. Sylvester Isaac gets himself into double figures. Joins Dana the Isaac and Salim Salah, the batters who've gotten into double figures for the Nigerian side today. Both of the boundaries, Sylvester played just a little too quickly, and that ball definitely wasn't threatening the wickets. To the wicket line and punished again above the bowler, threw that long on wrist, couldn't reach it in time, and Sylvester Okwe adds 4 more to the board of Nigeria.
2 boundaries in this over for Sylvester Okwe. Much more needed boundary for the Nigerian side.
Yeah.
Captain of the Nigerian team.
Place it towards points him far away, or either the feet of the Nigerian batters were too quick as they successfully take another run in the confined fielding space that the Zambian side has set up for them. And Dana the Isaac comes on strike to face the last ball of the 9th over. This time has his hand behind the ball and not his feet as the ball dots, keeping Nigeria at 60 for 3 wickets lost after 9 overs completed.
Javid Patel, the captain of the Zambian side, turns from the Citygate end. The spinner. Earlier in the game, the Zambian side has used lots of pace bowlers, and it was those pace bowlers that contributed to the wickets. Good stop from the bowler, from the fielder at the backward point.
Yes, Joma, the fielding setting has been properly placed. The fielders have been properly placed by the captains to curb down the run rate of the Nigerian batters. Yet to concede a boundary, and he does now as Danladi Isaac drives the ball way between the fielder extra covers and the fielder covers rather, as that ball races all the way down on the floor, way just out of the pace, out of the quick feet of the fielder at extra and long off. Javid Patel finally conceding himself a boundary outside of off again. Is he punished this time around? I guess not. Lawrence Mutali, safe hands, returns the ball back to the bowler and just keeps Nigeria settled at just one run. Sylvester Okwe comes back on strike for the second time in this over. Just way too outside of off. Let's turn behind the ball, and the umpire signals a wide.
Sylvester Okwe and Danladi Isaac seem to be building up a partnership here. One that the Nigerian side were very thankful of. One that they really need.
Plays hard on the back foot. Couldn't be the fielder long off, but he will settle for two. Sylvester still stays on strike. Back foot drive that couldn't beat the bowler as the big man Javid Patel went low enough to hold on to that ball. Last ball. But a good stop by the fielder at backward point. The right field being placed in by the captain pays off, but didn't stop Nigeria from taking a run regardless. As Sylvester Okwe being on strike for the last ball of the 10th over will kickstart the 11th over. It's 10 overs completed, 70 runs on the board for just 3 wickets lost as we go into the water break in this inning. Zambian side been shown very much of a competition since being reinstated back after being banned for a while. The 3 quick wickets in the power play, I've seen them build up momentum, showing how hard they've worked to be back, how hard they've worked behind the scenes, rather. Having not played in a long while, they've shown that they've worked hard, they've actually been prepping for their comeback, as if limited the high-scoring Nigerian side to very limited runs, not too many. Just 70 after 60 balls bowled. With a strike rate of 7 per over and a projected score of 140, Nigeria will look to do better of that, as Zambia will look to keep them below that or not above that.
sure the teams are well rejuvenated after that water break. It's about 30 degrees centigrade here in Abuja. It's quite hot. It's something we are used to here already. But then a good opportunity to say thank you to our partners, Dafa Sports. Thank you for your contributions and to the many other partners of this West Africa second edition West Africa Trophy Tournament here in Abuja. Dubai Chan returns this time around from the House of the Rock Air.
Ball looking to be going wide, but the feet of Sylvester Okwe redirects it as he couldn't take a run off that ball. And it's a dot ball to start the 11th over. This time makes contact as there's a deep mid wicket and a long one. Ubo raced in time to stop the ball from racing to the boundary. Daladi Isaac on strike again. Ball very slow. Played behind the ball. Stops it with his feet. Mohamed Asim, very fast. Raced with the ball to the boundary. Stopped it with his feet. Nigeria took 2 runs off of that. Zoib Chan coming slow again, and Daladi Isaac seems to have anticipated a faster ball and wasn't willing to take a risk and just dotted it. Saw the ball coming, played towards off, but edged it to the onside, and Nigeria will settle for just 1 run off that ball. Play with the bottom of the bat. And it's another dot ball. 3 dots in this over. As 4 runs were the only additions made. A good comeback, or a good spell rather, for Zoib Chan. As Nigeria see their total climb up to 74 for 3 wickets lost after 11 overs.
Over that was from Chan. He's conceded 13 runs already. Without the wicket, I'm sure he'll be looking to scratch one from the Nigerian batters. 74 runs on the loss of 3 after 11 overs.
Sticking with spin. Play towards the onside, play towards a field deep square leg. And Nigeria took 2 runs of that. Very risky, as Daladi Isaac had to dive back in his crease just to stay safe. And Asim Mohammed, after a very fantastic boundary stop in the previous over, has taken the ball this time to try and get another wicket for the team. Danladi Isaac tried to go big and couldn't find the boundary. Tried to go across over the field at deep square, but just ended up sending the ball up in the air. And you know, as the saying goes, what goes up must come down. But this time around came down into the hands of the fielder at deep square leg, as Nigeria has lost themselves another wicket, which has seen Danladi Isaac go back to the pavilion after scoring 27 of 20 balls, breaking a very fantastic partnership between himself and Danladi and Sylvester Okwe, a partnership that has seen them build up 34 runs, 40 runs of 34 balls.
Good contribution, I must say, from Danladi Isaac. 27 runs off 21 balls. Azim picks up his wicket, the first wicket in this game after that fantastic stop in the previous over. Peter, they say catches win matches, and the Zambian team have been very alert, been successful with the catches. 3 catches so far of the all the 4 wickets that has gone down for the Nigerian team.
Asim Ahmed putting just enough turn behind the ball as Vincent Adewoye, the new batter in. Pitching outside off and coming inside. Vincent Adewoye tried to play off the back foot. Reacted late as the ball ends in the gloves of the wicket keeper. And this time plays on the front foot and plays it into the gap. 1 run for Nigeria. And Vincent Adewoye is finally off strike, sending Sylvester Okwe to face the last ball of Asim Mohamed's over. Directly to the bowler. It's 3 dots on the wicket and just 3 runs conceded in this over for Asim Mohamed. Nigeria takes their total to 77 for 4 wickets lost after 12 overs.
Great bowling starts by Asim Mohammed. 1 wicket, conceded 3 runs in his very first over. Earlier, the Zambians began with the pace bowlers, but now they've switched to spinners. And the spinners are having a good time, ensuring that Nigeria restricts Nigeria to very limited runs. We have Jamid Musa Patel, captain, returns, but this time around from the House of the Rock End. He's conceded 17 runs already, hoping he can pick 1 wicket. As a captain, you've got to lead from the front, and that is what he's about.
Didn't try to turn that ball at all, just bowled the ball straight. With Vincent Adewoye expecting a turn, and he had played according to his calculations, which apparently seemed like a miscalculation. This time around, he made contact. Will he race all the way to the boundary? And yes, it does. Vincent Adewoye is finally joined the list of batters for the Nigerian side to find the boundary. The field setting of Javid Patel has finally been penetrated for the 2nd time, as he crosses the 2nd boundary. 5 runs so far in this over, and a boundary First boundary for Vincent Adeboye.
Patel looking very disappointed there. His first 2 balls in this over were third balls. But we see Vincent breaking that and ensuring 4 runs for the Nigerian side. Good run in between the wickets, those two. Vincent Adeboye and Sylvester Ope.
Punches it forward, punches it over the field out long off. A run sees Vincent go on strike. Javi Patel seems to have taken the turn off the ball and just trying to bowl outside of the off stump, with Sylvester successfully connecting, punching the ball all the way to the boundary, and takes Nigeria's total up to 84 after 13 overs bowled. As we see the projected score come down by 11, as Nigeria now have a projected score of 129 with a current run rate of 6.46, dropping from the initial 7. Asim Patel has been trusted with the ball a second time after a fantastic bowling spell in the initial over. Contact made on the ground as Vincent Adeboye has 2 more runs. Quick hits. The decision to have a field at deep square leg seems to be paying off, as Nigeria is yet to find the boundary at that region. Decides to go big. Does it succeed? It does not. Sylvester tried to launch it just above the fielder at deep mid wicket. Every attempt by the Nigerian side to go play over the boundary has proved unsuccessful, as they've lost 5 wickets to that region in that stead, after just losing the first wicket to an LBW. The last 4 have gone up in the air and into the hands of the fielders. 5 wickets lost so far for the Nigerian side. Not a very good start, not a good continuation either, as we're getting into the end of this game, the ending points of this game.
After conceding 5 runs. Very good contribution to the Zambian side. 2 catches, 2 wickets, 2 catches. Nigerian side has lost 5 wickets already.
Okay.
Vincent Adeboye will return back to the pavilion. He was having a good time trying to see if he could create a partnership with himself alongside Sylvester Ope, but Asim had to put a halt to that plan.
Yeah, Nigeria sends in their opening bowler, Prosper Hussein, into right-hand bowler and left-hand batter. Left-hand batter. Number 75 going to face his first ball. Steps back and cuts it, directed towards his back foot. the leg slip fielder stops the ball. A run, and Sylvester Okwe comes on strike. My apologies for earlier, the mistake I made earlier. It's Vincent Adewoye, the batter, who got caught out as the captain. He remains on the pitch, goes in the air this time. And this time around, another attempt to find the boundary proves. Another attempt to find the boundary is flawed. As Sylvester Okwe tried to go big and tried to find space above the fielder at long off, as the ball just dips inside of the pitch and into the arms of the fielder long off. Sylvester shakes his head as he walks back to the boundary.